the Black Lives Matter organization, whatever you want to call it, is just an Islamic front that is perpetrated by Islam and Muslims who are trying to destroy America. And to say that Black Lives Matter to the exclusion of police officers, to the exclusion of Hispanic lives, what about Hispanic lives? What about white people lives? Are you just saying only Black Lives Matter? And then, when you look at the movement, this Black Lives Matter movement was birthed out of lies from when Michael Brown was killed. Now, here's a thug on the street who attacks a police officer and gets shot and killed. Are you going to say that Michael Brown's life was more important than Darren Wilson's life? Or vice versa? When, frankly, Michael Brown took his own life when he decided to attack a police officer. Then the whole mass media carries and runs along with this false narrative, this lie that he was executed and that he was innocently sitting on his knees pleading for help. And Darren Wilson just went up and shot him in the head. Then this Darian Johnson kid gets in front of the camera and lies. The mass media runs with it. Then there's riots. And the Black Lives Matter is birthed out of a lie? Out of something that's completely false, that's dividing our nation? So those who support the Black Lives Matter ideology and movement, you're nothing better than an Islamic Muslim. You might as well get and sit down with Kim Jong-un and say death and destruction to America. You might as well go hang out with the Ayatollah Khomeini and agree with him and say, yes, destruction to America. And when we see what's really behind this Black Lives Matter movement is Islam. So those who think that you're getting involved in some sort of movement that's some sort of, revolution, you're dumb. You're just stupid. The police are important. The police lives matter. And if you were to compare the lifestyle of the people who are killing police with the police who are, in a lot of times, defending themselves, like the perfect example is Darren Wilson versus Michael Brown. Here's a thug who just robbed a liquor store, then attacks a police officer, gets shot and killed in the street. Then Darian Johnson lies about the whole situation. And after thorough investigation, Darren Wilson is completely exonerated because the whole thing was based on a lie. And you tell me, let's be honest, who would you rather move in next door to where you live? And don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. A big, scary, black punk thug who robs liquor stores and is willing to attack a police officer and has a Muslim family? Or a white guy who works for the police and is kind of dopey looking, basically a nice guy? Who would you rather have live next door? Oh, but Black Lives Matter. Yeah, police officer lives matter too. Hispanic lives matter too. How are you going to say Black Lives Matter to the exclusion of everyone else? And that's what Islam does. Islam says Islamic lives matter, but everyone else has to die. That's why Indonesia, people say, oh, Indonesia is an Islamic nation. You know what? Historically, that region, Indonesia, is Hindu. And hundreds of years ago, the Muslim went in and killed every single person who would not become a Muslim. And so now, enough generations have gone by that everybody says, oh, Indonesia is Islamic. No, it's not. Not historically. Historically, they are Hindu. But the Muslims went in and killed everybody. What about Afghanistan? Afghanistan is an Islamic land. No, it's not. The original religions have been completely destroyed and removed from the face of the planet. And Islam went in and killed every single person. Black lives matter. Islamic lives matter, but kill everyone else. Why don't we just go through and kill everybody in society who's not black? Because black lives matter to the exclusion of everyone else, right? Well, we're not saying that. That's not what we mean. What we're saying is that the police brutality. Then why don't we just say anti-police brutality? Why don't we say no more police brutality? Because that would be more accurate. The minute you run with this Islamic idea that only black lives matter, you're basically falling into the whole Islamic ideology that basically Islam, if you really look at their religion, they say Islam lives matter and that's it. Everybody else must die. So you go ahead and follow that, but you're dumb because they're going to kill you too.